Hey guys, Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations video for you today. Kind of a cold, dreary, rainy day here in Indiana, so I thought the perfect thing to listen to while I did this was the new A Pale Horse Named Death, When the World Becomes Undone. You might be able to hear playing in the background. It's kind of quiet right now, but yeah, it seemed like the fitting kind of music for a day like today. But yeah, today's video is going to be all about autographs. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't care too much whether they get to meet band members and get their autograph either on like a poster or their ticket stub or, their CDs or anything like that. They could care less. They're just all about, as long as they get to see the band live, that's great. As long as they get to hear the music, that's great. And hey, that's perfectly fine. But for me, I don't know. It just seems like within the last several years, I've really started getting into the idea of I guess you say, autograph collecting. If a pre-order comes up and it comes with a signed booklet or a signed copy of an album, then I'm all for it. I'll usually, try to jump up on that. And I've been known to pre-order an album only to find out, later on through Facebook or whatever, that, if you pre-order through this place right here, you'll receive a signed booklet, or you'll receive a signed poster, or this or that. And I'll go ahead and I'll pre-order a second copy. And if it's like a signed copy of the album, I'll just display that, because I take all my signed stuff, like my posters, and I frame them up and I hang them on my walls. Like right now over here, I've got a signed poster from Cerebral Incubation, given to me by my great friend Bono over at Good Music Promotions. And yeah, I actually discussed this topic with him and my other buddy Ryan over at Super Metal 1993. Go check out those guys' channels. They are awesome dudes, and they show a lot of good stuff, and they're very knowledgeable. But I take all my CDs also, which I have so many now because since I've started going to shows, I've been able to get more and more of my CDs signed, because I usually take my booklets and everything with me when I go to the shows, just on the off chance I run into the band beforehand. And I've also started, when I can afford it, VIP upgrades for shows that I go to meet certain bands. And I've gotten, like, for example, I've gotten my entire Hatebreed discography signed, Acacia Strain. I thought I had all the Crowbars, but I was still missing a couple. But I got pretty much most of my Crowbar collection signed. My Seven Dust collection is all signed by Morgan Rose, the drummer, because I met him out in the parking lot. And, I have so much that I actually have them kind of stored away, but then I have a bunch of them displayed around in my room. Like, I've got a shelf over there that has, like, signed CDs from Inferi, A Loathing Requiem, Flesh Hoarder, Vacuous, Devangelic that I can see. I got my signed Obituary, Cause of Death CD sitting like right over here on this rack next to me. Cannabis Corpse, their latest album, signed by Landfill and Hall Hammer. So I just, I display these. Then every now and then I'll just, take the box out of the stuff, and I'm just, I think I'll display these this time. So, I'm not one of those people that takes an autograph and then like throws it up on eBay and tries to get like hundreds of dollars for it because it's signed or anything. This is for my personal collection. I take these CDs and, I keep them. I mean, to me, and this is something that me and Bono and Ryan had talked about, is that when you get a CD signed or an LP signed by a band, or even just a member or two of the bands, it becomes more personal to you. Because, yeah, I mean, you already own the album, but then you think, okay, this entire band, or maybe these members of the band, held my CD booklet or my LP or whatever and signed it for me, and it becomes that much more personal and that much more special for your collection. Not only because it's signed by the band, but because you had that experience. You met that person, that you've listened to their music, and you got them to sign it for you. You got to talk to them briefly for however long it was. And it just becomes that much more special to you, I think. And that's what I love. And, like I said, there's some people that don't care about that kind of stuff. And I've even gotten to the point that when I order directly from bands, from their band camp or their big cartel or whatever, and I'm able to, like, say maybe I'm able to contact members of the bands through Facebook or whatever. Like, I'm friends with the bands on Facebook. I'll actually send them a message a lot of times before I place an order and say, hey, I would like to place an order, but if I could you please sign my CDs for me? And a lot of times they do, like Defleshed and Gutted. I recently got their latest album, and I'd asked for it to be signed. And granted, the only one that got to sign it was the drummer, because I think he does all of the shipping of the merchandise and everything, which that's cool, because at least he signed it for me. And now if I ever get the chance to meet the band live, I can get all, the other members to sign it for me. And I've got some examples sitting right here of where I've, like, okay, I saw Cannibal Corpse a little while back. Awesome experience. And just a couple that I still have sitting out because I'm going to display these as soon as I figure out where to put them. I got to meet 3 of the 5 members. I was unfortunately not able to meet Corpse Grinder or Alex. I saw Alex briefly, but, at the time, him and Pat both came out at the same time. And Pat saw me, and Alex, as soon as he came out the door, he just, he wasn't really looking up or anything. He just kind of turned the corner and then went to the bus. I never saw him the rest of the night except for when he was on stage. But like I said, I met 3 of the 5 members. And, like, for example, I got Red Before Black signed by Rob and Pat down here, and then Paul signed it up here. So, down the line, maybe I'll get a chance to see Cannibal Corpse again, and there'll be a VIP meet and greet type thing, and I can get the rest of the members to sign this for me. And, I also got Rob to sign my original U.S. pressing of the first Solstice album. So, that right there, it was awesome enough having this in my collection, because it is an original U.S. press, but to also see now it is also signed by Rob, I would say probably the biggest name member of this band, just because of Cannibal Corpse and everything. To have his autograph on this just makes it that much more special. The last Faith Extractor album, the newest one, I am friends with Ash on Facebook, and I asked him, I said, hey, I'm going to order some stuff. I would love to have you sign everything, and him and Zdenka did so. I'm missing one autograph from this album, but hey, I've got it signed by Ash and Zdenka, so that's awesome. And then he signed everything that I ordered. I ordered all his CDs that he had available, all his tapes, the 7-inch vinyl, and he signed everything for me, which was very cool of him. Again, makes it that much more special for me. I picked up a jewel case copy of Primordium's album, if I can read the title, because of the thing, Aeonian Obsolescence. And, John the drummer, he signed this for me. That was fucking cool. And I actually realized that a buddy of mine that I am friends with on Facebook, who's also in a couple other bands, Obscene and Summon the Destroyer, sorry, I drew a brain fart there, was also on this album. So if I ever get to run into him again, I'm going to have him sign this as well. I ordered the Carriage self-titled album Visions from the band, and the vocalist was kind enough to write a little, put my name on it, say cheers, and then drink, write a little message, drink the blood, and then sign it for me. So again, very cool stuff. Makes it that much more personal to me to think, oh wow, they took the time out to do that for me. That is fucking awesome. And I know this is probably a little bit of a long-winded video for us as a short topic, but I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that. Do you care about autographs as much as I do and a bunch of other people do? Do you care if your bands sign your albums or your posters or whatever? Or, you just want those people that, as long as you own the album or whatever, you get to see the band live, that's good enough for you. So, yeah, I'm going to end this. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.